Hi, this is Congo Watu, your beloved friend, brother, a breatharian, Natarian in Ghana, West Africa. Today we will be talking about a continuation of what we did last time about Heteru, Asasi Afi, our beloved cosmic goddess mother, the earth, the waters, Heteru. And there is a parable that was written by our great, thrice great Jehuti, the God of wisdom. He gave us these parables for the seeker of enlightenment and the seeker of truth to know themselves and to use it for their awakening. This knowledge or wisdom were in ancient Kemet. During the looting of our dear land and the raping, so many artifacts and papyrus were taken, were stolen. Let me use that word. Were stolen from us. Scattered all over Europe. They shared among themselves. Some in France, some in Britain Museum, USA, all over. They shared among themselves. Now, they are releasing them small for their so-called Egyptologists and so-called light workers. They are releasing them small for them. And they are writing books about it. Then they change the names. They change the names. Tehuti is now Hermit by the Greek name. So your mind will not come there. So when you see those books, you will not be able to say, oh, let me go and buy and read. But it is your knowledge. It is about you. Yes, give thanks, yeah? Give thanks for the element of air. It's all good. I am here. Today, we will touch down on those things. And everything will be alright. Do remember that. My name is Congo Watu. You can call me Nana Kwabna Boedi. Beloved servant and brother of the ascension process. Like I always say, I respect Muata Ashby for the great works he is doing, giving us wonderful books that talks about the ascension. And not just reading about it, but living it. So there's some parable here. It's about Jehuti and Heteru and Ra. It's a wonderful parable, and you're going to love it. You see, if you cannot decipher, how they call it, decode the scriptures, you will throw them away. It does not matter whether it comes from India. It doesn't matter whether it comes from the Arabian Peninsula. It doesn't matter whether it comes from the Phoenicians or the Mesopotamians or the Mayans. All our ancestors have great wisdom, and they always use drama. They dramatize the ascension process so that it will sound so sweet and lovely in the ears of the seeker. And that is why in the Bible you hear of so much drama. And Samson killed a lion with his bare hands. It has nothing to do with someone who came some thousands of years ago called Samson killing a whole bunch of Philistines. Can you imagine? 10,000 people, one man standing and killing all of them. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about the higher self and lower self in a different dramatic way. But we will not talk about that. Another time we'll talk about Samson. Yeah? We give thanks for the knowledge and for the wisdom of Jehuti and his wife Shishat. We give thanks. The right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. You see, when Ra created this world, Ra lived with us. Everything was alright. Then human beings started being arrogant, started saying some bad words. Oh, Ra is even growing old. Ra is growing beard and gray hair and all those things. Ra is aging. So many things were said. And then human beings became ungrateful. So what happened is that Ra sent her daughter in the form of a lioness called Sekhmet to go and punish mankind, because mankind has been so unkind. Can you imagine? Your father has created everything. Your father has given you waters and everything. You are with. Everything is all right. Then all of a sudden, you say your father is getting old. Your father has gray hair, so you start to do all kinds of things. There was nothing like ma'at. There was nothing like justice. There was nothing like love. There was nothing like harmony and balance anymore. What do you think? So, Sekhmet, the lioness, was sent. And do remember, Sekhmet was before Heteru. But in this case, Ra has turned Sekhmet to be a lioness to go punish mankind. So, what happened is that the devouring was too much. Now Sekhmet was devouring everyone. Everybody. Now, she has become too bloodthirsty and devouring everyone. No sympathy. Even innocent people were even caught up in a trap. You see how it is when sometimes there's flood and earthquakes and all those things, it's not only wicked people who die. Sometimes, good children are caught up in this mess and all those things. And it's very sad when you hear there's earthquake and flood and this and tornado and typhoon and all those things, then they name them, Katrina and all those things. So many people have been affected. So what happened is that Ra said, no more. My beloved daughter, the life force of all things, the Shakti, the power within creation, please turn to your father. It is okay. No more shedding of blood. Come to your father. So, what happened? Checkmate, even she forgot about herself, that she used to be the most beautiful, beautiful eye of Ra. She is the eye of Ra. When Ra is shining in the midday, in its glory, and that is Heteru. She is the eye of Ra. She is the right eye of Ra, the most beautiful. She is the wisdom. She is the compassion. She is the awakening. She is all that sweetness, the harmony. But now, what has happened? She has forgotten about herself. She has forgotten about herself. And now, she thinks she is a lioness now. So mean. Anybody that comes near, she will devour. Anyway, so this parable, now Ra has to send the God of wisdom, who is Jehuti, to go and tell or try to convince Heteru, or now Checkmate, to come to Ra, to be the glorious, sweet lady once again. Because Kemet, the land, missed charms and glory and compassion. When she was there was always festivities. Festivals, we were enjoying, we were celebrating. The earth was full of compassion, love. Your daughter is my daughter. Your son is my son. You know what I mean? We live for each other. If I have a child, you raise my child. We all raise the community, the village. Everybody will raise that child. There was nothing like this belong to you and that belong to me and this and that. No, it was all love and harmony and balance. But now what is happening? Now there's mean, there's individualism. There is what? Ignorance. There is boasting. People are saying all kinds of things against each other, and everyone is like, this belongs to me, you know what I mean? And this belongs to me. People are focusing on luxurious things, and not about the self-elevation. There is no love anymore. So what happened is that there must be the return of compassion once again, the return of awakening once again. So let's go down into this. And do remember, all these stories, all this drama, it uses animals. So this is not the first time. Sometimes, you see, when we don't understand or understand certain things within the scriptures, like the Bible and all those things, we speak against it because we don't know how to decode those things. Then we speak against them. The use of animal has always been there. The snake talking and all those things has always been there. You and I know that snakes don't talk, but it is like that. They have to use those words, those animals, to give us the ascension process. Because remember, this is mystery. And those days, people don't understand it. So they must keep it like that for the true teachers to come and decode it. Because those days, people are being persecuted for their wisdom. And so when you are speaking with your students or your disciples, you have to use certain codes so that they will, not everyone can, get what you're trying to say. So, what happened is that Jehuti transformed himself into the form of a harmless baboon. And then he set out to find Heteru. In order to calm her before approaching her, a special drink was given to her as a sedative so that Jehuti would not become her next victim. You know, Asian chemists are always been with beer. And we used to have the millet beer. In all over, if you go to Rwanda, they have it. They have the beer. They use millet and banana. In Ghana, the same thing. But we don't use banana, because in the northness, they don't have banana. Like they have banana in Rwanda. So the northness, they only use millet. But it gives you the same effect. They call it pito. It's a wonderful rejuvenac. Alright? Good. And it doesn't harm the body. It rather cleanses a lot of impurities, toxins from the body. Alright? So, something like that was given, and the drink was to be placed in a location where she could find it. Since she now enjoyed eating people, it was thought best to provide her with a drink containing blood, but with some extra ingredients. The extra ingredients were beer and mandrake, like I said, beer. And then they use a plant to recharge. There is a plant that they use to recharge the pito in the north. Alright? So every country and what they use, because whatever is there, I told you already, whatever you have it on your land, that is what you have to use, available to you. Alright? This drink is called sejet. It is preparation that allow her to decrease the intensity of worldly desires to find a place of calmness within which to recover partially her intellectual capacity and regain some self-control, and thereby have an opportunity to reason more clearly and listen to the wisdom of Jehuti. Now, he found Heteru sitting alone. That is the lioness segment now. Licking her paws. You know how they do it after they've, devour some flesh. He crept closer to her and made noise to announce his approach. When Heteru realized that something was approaching, she immediately took an offensive stance and prepared to fight. Then Jehuti called out, "Hail, O beautiful daughter of the sun." You see, she is the beautiful daughter of the sun. As soon as Heteru noticed that it was only a baboon, she took poise, and immediately Jehuti asked if he could speak with her. Now listen to the first parable. Heteru replied, "Say what you have to say, and then I'll eat you." Can you imagine? Then Jehuti replied, "You certainly have the power to kill me, but you should drink, or you should think about the parable of the vulture and the wild cat." You say, what? Parable of vulture and the wild cat? Okay. Heteru instructed him, "What is this parable? Tell me right now." And then she sat down. Jehuti began to speak immediately as to keep her attention captivated with interest. There was a mother vulture and a mother wild cat who were close neighbors. The vulture had 4 chicks, and the wild cat had given birth to 4 kittens. The mother vulture and the mother wildcat had a big problem. Their children were hungry, but the two mothers were both afraid to leave them alone because they feared that either one of them would kill the other children for food. The mothers arranged a truce between them by swearing an oath upon the name of Ra. They swore that neither one would hurt the other's children. So now they both felt secure enough to go out and start hunting food for their children. For some time, the truce worked, and soon the vulture chicks and the kittens began to grow. One day, one of the vulture chicks went to the area where the kittens were playing. He snatched away a portion of their food. One of the kittens reached out and swabbed the chick, injuring it, and told it to find its own food. The chick could not fly, but enough strength to kill the kitten. You have broken the oath between our families, and Ra will punish you for this great injustice. When the mother vulture returned, she noticed that her chick was lying on the ground, so she figured that the wildcat had broken her promise. The next time that the wildcat left to go hunting, the mother vulture killed all of the kittens and brought them back to her nest for food. Oh, you see, no forgiveness. You see what has happened. When the mother wildcat returned, she realized that the mother vulture had killed her kittens. So she cried out to Ra, "Oh divine, who upholds justice and righteousness, punish the evildoer who has broken the oath which was sworn upon your name." Ra heard this plea and set the plan in motion to carry out the punishment for this transgression. The next day, as the mother vulture was hunting, she came upon a campfire which had a portion of meat being cooked, and there was no one in sight. She swooped down and grabbed it and quickly returned to her nest and dropped it there for her chicks to feast on. She had not noticed that there was a smoldering piece of coal attached to the meat. The rest caught fire, and the three chicks were burnt to death. Noticing this, the mother wildcat yelled out, "You killed my children, and now Ra has punished you." Listen. Jehuti explained, "Oh glorious lady, Heteru, do you see the omniscience and justice of Ra, who sees and hears all things? He is the giver of life, and all nature owes its existence to him. He controls every particle of creation. He is the sustainer of creation. His justice is perfect. Praises be to him, and praises be to you who are his daughter." Heteru began to reflect upon the meaning of this parable, and she began to remember her father and the wonderful relationship they shared in the past. Jehuti took advantage of the opportunity and moved closer to her and said, "Oh divine lady, I bring you an offering of divine food from the abode of the sun god Ra. It brings health and joy to all who eat it." Heteru began to relax and saw no harm in accepting the tribute from the humble baboon. The divine offering and the wisdom about the origin of creation. So, you see this parable. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It is about 4 parables. I'm not going to go through all. There was another parable about 2 vultures. And there was another parable about the lion and the griffin. You know? And then the last parable is about the mouse and the lion. Also, when the lion was caught up in a net by mankind, then it was the mouse who came and did what? Undo the rope, small by small, and then the lion became free. So sometimes the weak also can help the strong. And that's what it ended. Jehuti told lioness or Sekhmi that, listen, it's not always about your strength or your strength. But you see, sometimes the weak or the poor can even help you. Sekhmet listened to the baboon, the humble aspect of Jehuti, and then they went back to, as they call, Egypt. And whenever you talk about Egypt, it's all about the body. Upper Egypt and lower Egypt. It's about your lower self and your upper self or your higher self. That's it. And you must unite them. When they reached to Upper Egypt, what happened? There was joy. There was happiness. There was, we say Senku. There was music all over. Everyone was in joy. The beautiful lady has returned. Wow. We miss you. We miss your charm, your music. We miss all your sweetness. When you were here, it was all love. It was harmony. Everything was perfect. Now look at what is happening. When you left, welcome, where everybody was joy. The cosmos, everything in the element, they became very happy. Then there was balance. Ra became happy, and she now have to sit at the eye of Ra. So beloved, when you do the ascension, this is what goes within you. This is inner teachings, especially the sisters. They are the ones that I'm calling. If this world is going to change, this continent is going to change, it must come from the awakening of the sisters. Like I said, in Hebrew, we have 3 stages of resurrection. In Hebrew is tikiya. Tikiya, that is the word for resurrection, but it is in 3 stages. One is to hear the trumpet, the word. Yeah? So now, we all know about the world. Knowledge is dropping. Yeah? 247. You're on social media. Spending like 12 hours behind your phone all the time. Wow, knowledge is dropping. People are saying their mind, all kinds of things. Wow. You know what I mean? Memes all over. But that is knowledge, oh. That is knowledge. Now, the third and the second is to move and leave that knowledge. Is to leave that knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge if it is not lived. When Pythagoras went into ancient Kemet to go and study, he was asked to fast for 40 days. He said, what? What are you talking about? Me, Pythagoras? You know how ego is. Me. All the knowledge that me I know. You know what I know. You know who I am. Who be you? I say, Master, you have to fast. 40 days and 40 nights. You have to fast. And do certain breathing exercise before you can be accepted in the mystery school. He did not know that it was the initiation. He was not admitted twice until he accepted to go through. Then he did. And after doing it, he himself, he said, wow, now I am a new man. First, I think with my head. Now, I'm thinking with my heart. Now I can feel the center of my being. So, beloved, we have to leave the knowledge and then the truth. Listen,